Costa, and we currently see two snipers named Pact and Zondi. Pact and Zondi are hiding somewhere, observing a compound for manufacturing and selling weapons. This compound, sir, is supposedly owned by the most famous arms dealer in the world, named Riker. It is said that Riker currently has with him the mad weapons designer Maxim, who creates the most dangerous internationally banned weapons. It is supposed that Pact, Zondi, and the rest of their team are currently besieging this weapons manufacturing compound to take down Riker and Maxim. Now, Zondi and Pact start dealing with Riker's guards, who are everywhere outside the compound to protect him. By the way, Pact and Zondi are killing all these guards now so that no one can sound the alarm, alerting Riker and his men to engage with them. We see that after Pact and Zondi finish off the guards, they start with their team, which includes a guy named Medici, who increases their risks to roam around this weapons compound. They start killing anyone in front of them with sheer force. In the end, Medici and his team manage to take control of the compound. A group manages to take control of the garage of the compound, and another group tries to take control of the weapons cache. Meanwhile, Medici and a group of his men try to reach the arms dealer, Riker. Without any introductions, he grabs his weapon and engages with them. Afterwards, Riker calls the prime minister of their city, Costa, whose name is Diaz. Riker asks Diaz to send him some of his men, who are his private militia, because Diaz is supposed to have a private militia that carries out all the dirty work, and he supplies weapons to this militia. Therefore, that's why he asks him for help. Riker thinks Diaz won't make it, so Riker decides to take action. Riker takes Maxim to a weapons factory, to a force. The force has strange weapons Maxim made, and the weapon is dangerous. Riker asks Maxim to show how it works, and Maxim indeed shows him how it operates. Maxim realizes that they need to get out of this room before the weapon activates and fires anything, because if they stay here, they will die as well. The problem is that Medici and his men are trying to break into this room. At that moment, Riker finds no other solution but to fire the weapon. Indeed, he fires the weapon, which releases a very powerful energy. This energy causes Riker, Maxim, Medici, and everyone with them are thrown far away, and they all lose consciousness. We don't know what happens to them, but as usual, we'll find out later. From the beginning, my friend, we need to go back in time 48 hours to understand how Medici and his team gathered to undertake this dangerous mission. So, we go back to the past and see that the famous sniper, Beckett, arrives at Costa. As soon as he arrives there, he finds Medici welcoming him. Medici greets Beckett and informs him that he is here today to help them in the mission to eliminate Riker and Maxim. With Medici are some of his men, including an officer named Nova and another officer named Nadia. Medici introduces Nova and Nadia to Beckett. After that, Medici takes everyone in a vehicle to go to their operations base and meet the rest of the team. While they are on their way, Nova talks to Beckett. We learn Nova is from Costa. Apparently, Nova's uncle is the corrupt prime minister named Diaz. However, Nova is unlike Diaz because Nova leads the resistance against his uncle and his rule, joining Riker to put an end to him and the corruption. We also learn that Nova joined Medici's team to take down Riker and his uncle, realizing a dream. The last thing we find out is Beckett was accused of killing Nova's father, who was an honorable politician and once Costa's prime minister. However, everyone, including Nova, knows that Beckett is innocent and that the one behind Nova's father's murder is his brother Diaz, who did it to take the prime minister position from him, which is what happened eventually. After a period of working, Beckett, Medici, and everyone else reached their base. Once Beckett enters, he is surprised by an officer named Rosie, who has been Beckett's friend. Beckett learns from Rosie that it was Rosie who requested Medici to appoint Beckett with them on this mission. Beckett is grateful for the gesture. Afterwards, Rosie takes Beckett to introduce him to the rest of the team, which consists of an officer named Inger, another officer named Hera, a third officer named Hilo, and two more officers named Jansen and Jade. Now that Beckett has been introduced to everyone talks, and we learn they are from various nationalities, united in a joint operation to take down Riker and Maxim. Inger is from South Africa, Hera is from Canada, Hera is from France, etc. They arrive at Medici's location with Zondi. Medici informs Beckett that Zondi is a sniper from South Africa, and that he will be with Beckett on the sniping mission. Medici also informs that Zondi is considered very skilled in sniping, but lacks significant experience, which is why Beckett will act as his mentor throughout this mission. Indeed, Beckett agrees to this. After that, we see that Medici has set up a place at the base designed to resemble Riker's compound. In this place, by the way, everyone starts training as if they are in Riker's compound in reality, so they have good experience and knowledge of the place, and its locations are clear to the experts. All this is to ensure there are no surprises during the mission. As for Beckett, he begins training Zondi, giving him advice and all that. But sir, after that, we see that Modus and everyone move to Riker's compound To carry out the mission and eliminate Raker and Maxim, move to the same point, Emur, and see Rosie. Coming out of the room where Raker was, everyone enters the room, goes to Raker, still alive, and they restrain him. After that, we see Modus, and everyone start to wake up in their place, capture Raker and Maxim, and move them to get them out of the compound. Beckett and Zondi also enter to secure the area and help everyone get out of there with Raker and Maxim. Now, Raker keeps advising everyone to leave immediately before Diaz, the Prime Minister, sends his militias here to eliminate them. But my friend, none of that matters. What really matters is that Maxim informs everyone that his weapon hasn't been activated yet, and its true effect will appear very soon, and we will all die. Of course, no one believes this, and they say that Maxim is exaggerating. But my friend, Maxim was not lying. He was currently seeing Modisi start bleeding from his nose and then die. After that, everyone who was with Modisi in the room, including Raker and Maxim themselves, also died. In short, anyone exposed to the strange energy that emanated from Maxim's weapon died, as you can see. No one survived except for those who were far from the room with the weapon, including Beckett, Zondi, Rosie, Angel, Nova, and Hera. As for the others like Modisi, Jade, Silo, and Hilo, they all die. Of course they are shocked. And the most shocked one is Angel, who keeps telling Rosie how they weren't with Modisi and everyone in the room, even though they were supposed to be with them according to the plan and die with them. Angel accuses Rosie of hiding something or knowing something, and based on that, he hid away from that room, which is why he's still alive. But of course, Rosie tells her that everything she's saying is wrong and that he didn't hide anything. After that, Beckett silences everyone and informs them that they need to understand how a weapon like this, with such a strange appearance, has a delayed effect and kills people sometime after its use. Beckett feels that there is really something wrong and incomprehensible. Beckett calms down, the situation settles, and he starts discussing the new plan with everyone. Beckett's plan is as follows. First, since Nova has considerable experience in hacking and all that, his role will be to transfer all the information about this new weapon to the satellite of the American Intelligence Agency. This is so that America and the other countries involved in this operation have information about the weapon in case Diaz and his militias get their hands on it. They know how to stop him, and the pack is informed Diaz's militias are on their way. While Nova transfers the weapon's data, they take positions to confront Diaz's militias upon arrival. The pack will plant explosives all over the compound to destroy everything after the mission, ensuring the weapon doesn't fall into others' hands. Everyone follows instructions and heads to positions. Of course, Nova goes to the server room and starts transferring all the information about the weapon. It doesn't take long before Diaz's militias arrive at the location. At that moment, everyone begins to execute the pack's plan by throwing smoke grenades all over the compound's courtyard so that the militia's surroundings become obscured. Then, Pack starts to appear and kills the soldiers one by one. Pack manages to take down many. Once he's done, he hides, and then Zondi, Woozy, Hera, and Angel start shooting at the soldiers, killing them one by one. Amidst all this, Hera gets surrounded by a group of militia soldiers, and Hera runs out of ammunition. But the idea that Kai would surrender, Hera draws her weapon and starts fighting those soldiers. Fiercely. Punching left and right, she takes down many, hitting torsos and heads until all are down. Then, one of the militia members manages to reach Angel and starts fighting with her. And this soldier is very strong because she manages to injure Angel, but Angel doesn't care, as if unfazed, and she continues to fight until she defeats her. We see that Rosie meets a group of soldiers, and Rosie is out of ammunition. Quickly, he starts fighting them himself, defeating them, and he finds a grenade, throws it at them, and finishes them off. In a single moment, by the way, Hera was in a dark room and turned on something to see, but she was surprised by a group of militia soldiers around her. They quickly shot her, and Hera fell dead in a scene that was incredibly sad. But fortunately, Beck was in the area, and he quickly put on his automated vision goggles and started taking down those soldiers one by one without anyone even seeing him. Moments later, they were all dead. Beck goes to Hera and hopes that she is not dead, but she is not dead. By the way, Nova contacts Beck and learns that a group of militia soldiers is coming towards him. He tells Beck to use the mobile phone that Beck had given him earlier to blow up the passage leading to the server room, because this passage is rigged with a lot of explosives and is connected to the mobile that Nova has. Nova listens to him and indeed blows up the passage, killing all the soldiers. After that, Nova finds that the data transfer is complete, so he withdraws from the server room and blows it up to destroy all the information it contains about Maxim's weapons. Not long after all this, Beck decides that they should all withdraw and escape before more militia reinforcements arrive. Beck does exactly that and goes down to the courtyard to regroup with everyone and escape, but he is surprised when a few soldiers manage to hit Beck in the stomach, so Beck kills them. He bends over himself and escapes from the place to regroup with the rest of his team. Nova was about to regroup with the team, but he is surprised by a soldier in front of him who shoots him twice, injuring him. Then Zendi and Angel come and kill that soldier, and there was another soldier. They take Nova's body and all head to the gathering point where Beck and Rosie are currently. Now, they realize there is still a group of militia soldiers in the area. Beck tells everyone that since he is already injured, he will fight these soldiers and buy them time to escape, even if it means he dies. But Rosie refuses to leave his lifelong friend to die here, and they decide they will all get out together. Beck is happy and encouraged, and then they all start moving. They get surrounded by the militia soldiers, or what's left of them, but Rosie and Beck don't lose their enthusiasm at all and keep fighting them. At this moment, luck finally smiles on everyone because a group of reinforcements arrives, alerted by the presence of the militia, and the mission comes to an end. Finally, everyone leaves the place while the squad goes to retrieve the bodies, among them Nova's body. One of the squad members checks on Nova and discovers that there is no pulse, which means Nova is not alive. This makes the person happy, and he decides to take Nova to the operations. This indicates that Nova is alive. Days pass by, and we currently see Rosie and Bakto standing on the beach with Zondi and Angel all talking together. From their conversation, we learn that Zondi and Angel plan to stay in Costa to help the squad destroy Diaz's corrupt regime. Meanwhile, Bakto and Rosie mention that they will return to their country after the long journey they've taken. Indeed, Bakto and Rosie bid farewell to Zondi and Angel and head on their way back to their homeland. They are all happy that